Okay, so we've got about 10 to 15 minutes left. I want to go through this, and I know Jeremy's got some good things to say about this as well. And then open it up for questions if you have any, because this is really I mentioned earlier at the start of the talk today that when the internet was first designed, the designers didn't think about security because it wasn't an issue when they were first designing it. They knew everybody that was using the network. And so over the years, over the decades, better and better technologies have been developed to defend against cybersecurity. And at the same time, attackers have developed better and better technologies and techniques to attack those defenses. But if you take away all of that, at the core of all of this are humans. We're the ones using computers. We're the ones using email. And technology has changed over the past 50 years. Human nature has changed little to none in the past 50 years, probably not in the past 2,000 years. So humans, this is a quote from Accenture, global consulting company, saying humans are still the weakest link. Whether by accident or intent, many employees are often the root cause of successful cyber attacks. Anything else you want to say kind of related to this, Jeremy?
I mean, no, it starts with mindset. That's all it is. Assume a breach mindset, be vigilant about training yourself and informing yourself, and start with core functions first.
So, kind of mentioned this earlier, but basically cybersecurity is an arms race. Technology gets better on both sides all the time. Human nature has not changed much, if at all. So what does that mean for you? It means you can and you should, when it makes sense, implement the technology solutions to safeguard your organization's cybersecurity, of course. But that cannot be your only strategy. If you rely only on technological solutions for security, it's not enough. You need to always account for and manage the reality of human nature and how it can affect cybersecurity. That means your organization needs a technology use and a security policy. And once again, this is something that it'll cost you some of your time and your effort, but it's not necessarily going to cost you any financial resources to put something like this together. But it does require buy-in and leadership from the top, and working throughout the organization to build it, not just at the top, but has to start at the top. It should assess technology and human aspects of security. It needs to have buy-in from every level of the organization. Specific roles and responsibilities have to be identified. So I'm sure, I'm sure you've all had experiences where you might get together with other people and you talk about an idea or a project and everybody agrees it's a great idea. And if nobody's assigned a specific role and responsibility to advance that idea, it's not going to happen. And so you have to have specific roles and specific responsibilities identified for carrying out different pieces of this policy, or it's not going to happen. You should review it and update it on a regular basis. Something we say in all of our classes in the block school is your business plan is a living document. It never is finished. It should be updated frequently. Exact same thing is true for your technology and your security policy. Should be a living document. You should review it and update it regularly, at least annually, if not even more frequent than that, depending on the nature of your business. It should be used to guide your development and implementation of specific technology frameworks and or business processes. So don't develop it and then leave it to collect dust on your shelf. And so some of these, this can be kind of a subset of your technology and security policy, or maybe a separate policy that's referenced by your security policy. That's new hire policies. So kind of a basic one that you should do when you're hiring someone is doing background checks. And that's for other reasons too, but it also ties into security. Do background checks. Also, when you bring on a new employee, be sure that they understand from day one the security stance of your organization and the roles and the expectations that you have for every employee to ensure a safe network. You should have ongoing training policies. You should train your employees not just when they start with you, but also at least once a year on security issues. So one, just reminding them of some of these basic things, and two, there's always going to be new issues that come up every year, and so updating them on those new issues. Proper account management. So this is again something that's relatively easy, and it's free to do, but you have to be thinking about it. When you have employees leave the organization, deactivate those accounts immediately. Deactivate their email account, also deactivate their access to the door, things like that. Because if you don't, that's a potential attack vector that can be used and often is used by attackers to get in. Access control, we talked about this earlier. Access control should be a part of your technology and security policy. So this is defining which specific employees and which types of employees should be able to access which types of files and what they should be able to do to those files. Can they just open them, or can they also modify them? This is a really important one, really relevant one for almost everybody today. Email policy and procedures related to phishing.